making a habit of this, Rob, beating Bath at Sandy Park.
Oh, it's nice, isn't it? It's nice to finally start to feel like we're getting on the right side of that balance a little bit. You know, we've gone a long time losing to them in tight games and in close circumstances, and we've come through a pretty tough one today. I just said to the lads, great credit to them, because I think the last half hour of that game showed tremendous spirit from us and a desire to work very hard to win the game. You know, that 5 minutes before and after half time, it did take the wind out of ourselves for a little while, for about 5 minutes, and we looked like we were just doubting ourselves a little bit, but the players wrestled it back, and in a weird kind of way, although in some ways, because Bath scored those 2 tries, we were the team under pressure at the start of the second half. Actually, if you look at then probably control of the ball, territory and possession, etc., we probably dominated most of that. We certainly dominated the penalty count. Our discipline was fantastic, it had to be, into the wind. And ultimately Bath let them down, didn't it, under pressure. So, you know, I say great credit to the guys. We kept going, and then obviously banging in that decisive try to open it right up was a fantastic moment for us. But I'd say we've worked extremely hard for that today. Great to see Harry Williams come in and our scrum go so well. I mean, great credit to the players, great credit to Rob Hunter. Done a fantastic job with the change-up scrum. You know, we went from last week having a dominant scrum to losing both tight heads, and we've carried on having the dominant scrum today, which was fantastic. Great to have Dave Hughes back there running around. You know, big strong guy. That's a pretty good, 60-minute performance from a guy fresh back in. You know, I'm just really pleased for the players. I think the players have got the reward for a lot of hard work and some, you know, mental toughness today. And that pleases me more. That always pleases me more than points on the board. You know, seeing the players actually deserve something. You know, because I said before the game we had to play like we deserve to win. Because when we do that gives us the chance to beat Bath. I think in times past when we've lost them, it's because we haven't deserved to win. I thought we thoroughly deserved to win today, and we have.
Were you concerned at half-time when they got that try just before the break?
Yeah, I was concerned about it because it's soft points, and I think any time that a team just suddenly gets some soft points, probably against the run of play, it can start to feel like there's a potential momentum shift there. And actually it did, didn't it? It did shift the momentum because we were a little off just after half-time, a little bit of discipline, and all of a sudden, bang, they're in the corner again, they're driving us over, and there's another try and another great conversion from the touchline, you know, and a 16-point lead is gone. And it's down to 2 points, it's down to 1 penalty kick. But actually, you know, although it always felt like we were under pressure because the score was so close, the play on the field never suggested we were the team under pressure, did it? It never really looked like that. We looked like the team who were going after the win, and I think, you know, we were the team who went after the win into the wind, and that's why we deserved to win.
So I think Johnny Hill, he was late.
Yeah, Johnny Hill hurt his neck in training this week. Having been selected, so we had to make the change to bring Ollie in. Jeff Parlin played today, to be fair to him, with a pretty heavy cold. Wasn't feeling too great, but you know, obviously he's an experienced guy. He understands that we're a little bit stretched second row resources wise, and he wanted to get out and on the field, and actually he's done, you know, fair play to him, he's done the 80 minutes in the end. So, you know, there's some notably good individual performances, but as I say, as a collective and as a team, we've come through a tough performance today.
Do you think you should have been out of sight at half-time?
Well, potentially, but the truth is, you know, this is what people need to remember. Bath, I think, have got the best defence as regards giving up tries. They don't give up a lot of tries. You know, by hook or by crook, they stop you. And I actually think we made some good decisions in the first half to knock our penalties over. And the reality is, you know, 16, you know, the points we'd scored at half time, really, we should have had more reward for them. And the try from them, from their drive, really narrowed it down. Then it did feel like it was a little bit too few. But ultimately, you know, we've scored some points after half time. We've played well after half time. Like I said, we've controlled large parts of the game. We've maintained a fantastic level of discipline, which was always going to be hugely important with the wind and with their driving game, you know, because that was going to give them line-out drive start points. And managing that very well has given us what we've got today, which is the end result.
Bath seemed to be sort of taking time, you know, out of the game first half. Did that frustrated you?
Yeah, a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, I've just said in another interview, great credit to Greg Garner, I think, because actually he worked hard to try and keep that game going. You know, I think the first 5 times that he blew his whistle to stop play, there was a different Bath player down injured. You know, and after 2 or 3, at least he was saying, well, you know, I'm going to be getting on with the game in a minute because, you know, fair play to him. I know what you're doing. You're trying to slow the game down, and it was actually nice to see a referee taking that into his own hands and saying, "Come on, you know, enough is enough. We've got to have some tempo in this game. You know, you've got a sellout crowd here. You know, there's a responsibility for all of us to try and give them an entertaining game of rugby. Now, I understand Bath's reasons, but at the same time, they shouldn't be too upset if that gets refereed. All right, great. Thank you, guys.
Cheers off.